Hi there, I'm Hannah Brown, Head of Content at E-Residency of Estonia, and today I'll be taking you on a video tour of the E-Residency Marketplace, one of our best features for e-resident starting companies in Estonia. E-Residency is a digital identity issued by the Government of Estonia to people outside of its borders, mostly foreign entrepreneurs. And the main motivation to get that digital identity is to start a company fully online from wherever e-residents are in the world. They don't need to travel to Estonia and they can manage their business completely remotely. We've welcomed nearly 100,000 e-residents from over 170 countries, and they've started just over 23,000 companies in the 8 years that we've been running the program. So who's this video for? The video is mostly for e-residents or potential e-residents who are looking to start a company and would like some help, some help with corporate services, taxes, legal, business banking, which the marketplace can help with. It's also for those service providers who think they might have services that are helpful for e-residents. So I'll give you some tips at the end of this video on how to apply to join the marketplace. And so let's get started and take a look at the marketplace. So on the screen, you can see the marketplace. The e-residency team has curated a business directory of vetted, relevant service providers for e-resident founders to help make your jobs easier. The marketplace allows e-residents to compare easy solutions for remote business administration at competitive rates, find tax and legal experts, accountants, payment providers, virtual office providers, and more. Access Estonian e-government services and also business banking options. And today I'm going to show you how to navigate to the marketplace. I'll give you an overview of some of the features and demo how to use the marketplace by showing you how to find and compare service providers for some of the more common activities e-residents need for their companies, including banking and tax. I'll also cover a little bit how to choose service providers. And finally, if you're interested in joining the marketplace, I'll show you how to do that. So firstly, let's talk about navigation to the marketplace. There are two easy ways to do this. The first is good old Google. So here we go. I'm just searching e-residency marketplace, and you will find it normally would be the top rated, or at least up the top, near to the top rated search result. The second way to do it is if you go to our website, if you're already there, or if you have it on shortcut, you'll see that at the top we have these menu items, and the marketplace has its own menu item there. So you can easily find the marketplace that way too. So here we are on the front page. So what can we see? I think the main thing that you can see, it's very colorful and bright and big, are the actual service providers themselves. And these are ordered in different ways. You can also see that there is an introduction, which I've already given you, so I won't go into that in any more detail. And you can see the filters. The services filter is the services that are actually offered by these different firms here. Your company type is referring to the e-resident company that you've started. So whether you're a freelancer or an SME or a large multinational or even a non-profit association, you can choose these filters to narrow down your options. There's also industry, many industries that e-residents operate in. Preferred language. So if English is not your first language and you'd quite like to deal with a service provider who speaks your own language, there are many options here. And finally, there is a campaigns filter. And at the moment we have a Ukraine campaign running. So that's the only campaign there right now. The other thing you can see on this page is the big blue compare button. And I will show you how to use that in the best way when I demo. And I think actually now would be the best time to start with the demo. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to find is a service provider who can help you with forming your company, so company formation, and also who can provide the contact person and legal address service that is necessary for any foreign owner of a company in Estonia. So I'm going to use the filters to do this. And I'll also say that pretend that I'm the e-resident who's searching and say that my company is a small company and I would like to see what services there are in the Polish language, for example. So let's have a look. So first of all, we go to services, and I think it will be in the company establishment and management section. Yes, here we go. So we've got the company formation filter, and as I click it, watch what happens to the brands behind. They change. So they automatically change as you filter. And the other thing I'm going to filter for is legal address and contact person, as that is a requirement by law here in Estonia. So you can see that there are actually 38 service providers that can do both of these things. So that means that there are now 38 here. But I want to go a step further, and I want to find service providers who can help me with my small company. So I'm going to tick this micro, small, medium. And I also would like to see if anyone can help me with Polish, the Polish language. So I just go to the language filter and tick the Polish. So here we go. We've got 3 service providers who can provide the company formation, contact person, legal address, and they can do it in Polish for me. So let's have a look at one of them. Let's go with Thompson & Stein, for example. So this is what most of the service providers pages look like. Maybe there's some little different details about how things are presented, but generally speaking, it's the same information across the board. So there's a little introduction about the firm and the fact that they are taking part in the Ukraine campaign that I mentioned. Next, you can see all the services that are listed that they can provide and an estimate of the costs. Down here are the reviews that people have left. So Marta has left a very nice review for Thompson & Stein, and 4 people have found this helpful. And they go down, and you can read all of those. It's worth noting here that if you are an e-resident, you can log in with your digital ID and leave your own reviews of service providers you've had dealings with. So here is the button. So you just need to click on that for the relevant service provider. Then you can log in and leave your rating and review. So up here, we've got the number of ratings, 8 ratings and 5 reviews. The average rating is 5. There's links to their website and social media accounts. A link to the license they hold to give the services they do, and the supported languages. Polish is here, as that was what I filtered for. Their target markets, business types. So here's the small business that I filtered for as well, and target industries. So you can have a look at all these things to see if they look interesting for you, and if you want to contact them, the best way to do it is via their website or even social media accounts. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to show you how to use the compare feature. But instead of doing it with just the 3, I'm going to show you that we can do it with all of them. So I'm going to get rid of the Polish filter and the micro, small, medium filter. So we've just got the company formation and legal address and contact person filters on right now. And with these filters on, I'm going to click compare. And you can see here, we've got the brands at the top. And the details about their prices for the 2 services that we're comparing for, as well as if they have any restrictions or eligibility criteria, and what target markets and supported languages they offer. So for example, Beta Baltics, they have a package. So you would probably need to go view their profile and have a look at the packages that they offer. And so these services are provided in the package. Whereas Ecovis here, they charge 750 euros for company formation and 400 euros per year for the legal address and contact person service. So you can go along all of these and you can find, many of them have packages and many have just one-time prices as well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to demo is how to find the different business banking options. This is something that obviously is a big deal for e-residents because you do want somewhere to put your well-earned money for your business. So the first thing to do is I've still got these filters here, so I'll clear these filters, and now we have everyone back. And I'm going to go back to the service filter, and this time click on the business banking and payments filter. And you can see here that you can look for various services provided by a business banking or even a payment gateway or payment provider service. Or you can just simply click down here on show all business banking and payment providers. So this is all of them. And so you can then click through and find the ones that you are looking for. And the other thing you can do, which I forgot to mention with the last one, but I can show it here instead, is you can sort in different ways. So at the moment, we're sorting the business banking providers by rating count. So that's the number of ratings they have. But you can also sort by average rating. So that's actually the average of all the different ratings that have been made. And review count, so the number of reviews, and the newest added. So we can see here we've got 2 new business banking related service providers, and they also have this little logo here to indicate that they are new. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how to find different types of tax advisors, because tax is also a very important thing to get help with when you're running a cross-border business. So once again, I'm going to clear all the filters, and we're back at the start. And as you can see, it's changed the look a little bit here because I still have the sort by newest added. So now we can see all the newly added service providers. And unsurprisingly, they don't have so many reviews just yet. So how to find tax advisors? The easiest way to do it again is using the services filter. We have this financial, tax and legal services here. And there are 2 options. You can either, in this filter, so you could look for tax consulting Estonian. So these are service providers who have expertise on Estonian taxes. And we also have tax consulting international. So these are service providers who themselves have experts who know a lot about international conventions and treaties and concepts like permanent establishment and dual tax residency, or maybe they have a network of tax advisors in different countries. So they'll be able to help you with those types of issues. There is a third way though, and that is if we go back here to the main services menu, there's this country-specific tax consulting option. And so you can see here that there are tax consultants added to the marketplace specific to different countries. And we've prioritized countries here where we see most e-residents coming from, where our biggest numbers are. And we even have a digital nomad special because we do have so many location independent e-resident entrepreneurs. So you can see we have quite a lot of countries, and we have made it a priority in the last year and a half to increase this, and that continues on. So let's have a look just to see what happens when we click on one. So we go to Croatia, for example, and we have 3 options here, which is great, and they're all new because Croatia is sort of one of our newer focal markets. So let's have a look in one of them just to show that indeed, again, it does look very similar. There's an introduction, there's the list of services and the prices. This is a new service provider, so there's no reviews yet, but if you, for example, were to use their services as an e-resident, you could write one and add that here. And again, on this side, we've got the supported languages. Not surprisingly, they offer services in Croatian. The target business types, target industries, and a link to their website where you can go and you can contact them for a consultation. Okay, so I'm going to clear the filters and we're back at the beginning. And that is it for the demos. But as I mentioned, I will talk a little bit about how to choose a service provider, as we do get questions about this often in our support channels. So we've come up with a few things here, and this is actually a page on our website about service providers. It's an introduction to what service providers are and which ones you might need for your company. And we start off the page by giving you some ideas about things to consider. So the first is to think ahead. What do you need now, and what do you need maybe in 6 to 12 months time? Maybe you're starting small now, but you might be getting bigger. So maybe you want your service provider to grow with you, or maybe you just need minimal help now, but maybe in a year's time when your activities are much increased, you might want to go with more services. The second point is to understand your own needs. Are you good at admin yourself, or do you need some help? And also, like, if, for example, especially if you're a solopreneur or a freelancer and you're doing you're doing everything. So you're doing not just the admin, but you're also doing all the client work and the project work and everything. Do you really have time to do the admin? Maybe it's good to have someone to help you with that kind of stuff. And third is the money question. Get multiple quotes and find the service provider who's the best fit for your business. Doesn't necessarily have to be the cheapest, but the best pricing in your category for the services that you need. And I'll just add a few other things to this that I think are important. Think about your own company's needs. So understand like what you want in a service provider, what's a good fit for you personally and professionally. Think about whether they're technologically compatible. This is particularly the case for accountants, making sure they're using similar software or can adapt to using similar software to what you're used to or what you already use for your business. Do some due diligence as well. Have a look, especially if they're Estonian, this is quite an easy thing to do. You can actually look on the e-business registry and see how they're tracking as companies and how they're going. But you should always do a little bit of digging around to see if their reputation is good and that they're professional as well. And as I said, look at their personal. Are they nice people? Are they flexible? Are they in a similar time zone to you? That can be quite a big thing to get things done quickly, for example. So you can have a look at this webpage, and you can and you'll see also that there are other more specific things that you might want to think about for different services down here. So I highly recommend having a look at this page. Okay, the final thing I'm going to talk about is for those of you who might be interested in joining the marketplace. So we have here something that I haven't mentioned yet on the marketplace, this how to join button. And this takes you to our partnerships page. So this is where you can actually apply. But before you do, I recommend having a read through all of these texts, including how to partner with us, how we choose E-Residency Marketplace members, because we do quite decent amount of due diligence, and we require a lot of information and documents from you. So I highly recommend reading all that before you apply, because otherwise the process just takes longer and longer. And we also require you to sign code of conduct guidelines and marketing guidelines. So you might want to read those first too, to make sure that you can comply with them. The services that we're especially interested in at the moment are fintechs. So any sort of tech like neobanks, payment providers, these types of services, accountants, tax and legal advisors, and also sort of SaaS companies whose products could be relevant for the majority of e-resident companies. And I showed you how to get here, and I told you make sure you read the eligibility requirements and code of conduct and marketing guidelines. And then once you've done that, you can fill out the form and be as detailed as possible, be as transparent as possible. And also, no matter how much you provide, I'm sure that my dedicated team members will want more. So don't be surprised if we ask for more information or more documents. That will help. That will help you get on the marketplace. Okay, and then once you've applied, our team will check your application, maybe ask for more information, as I mentioned, and ultimately decide whether to onboard you based on whether you offer valuable services to e-residents. Okay, so we're at the end, and before I go, I will just plug a couple more resources that we offer that might come in handy. The first is, this is our knowledge base, which you can find, again, in the top of the tabs. There's a resources tab, and so you can find the knowledge base in there. And here it's really our sort of hub for research It's our research library of everything that you need to know about different aspects of being an e-resident and a founder of an Estonian company. But here I really wanted to point to two things. The first is you can find the contact either here or here, who to contact, and that's really good for finding all the contacts for service providers and government contacts in Estonia, and also our support team as well. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, if you're interested in finding a good business banking option for you, we also have this banking comparison here in our knowledge base. And this compares all the marketplace banking providers across many, many different categories. So that might be something that you want to look at when you're looking for different banking options. And then the other resource that I'd really like to show you is on the E-Residency blog, which is here. We have a category of blog posts called guest posts, and most of these posts have been written by marketplace members or service providers who do provide services to e-residents. So this is another place where you might go and find and see and just have a read and see whether whether a service provider rings, you know, a nice bell with you on how they write and how they provide information. And they also sometimes put their offers and features here as well. So that's a great place, a great resource for you as well. So that's it. Thank you so much for your attention and your time watching this video. I hope this has been helpful. Let us know how helpful it has been, and let us know if you have any questions or comments. And good luck with your e-residency journeys, and I hope to see you in our community soon. Thanks. Bye.